Girl. The streets are buzzing, and this time, it's all about Bianca Sensori, allegedly preparing to expose the chaos Kanye West has put her through. And let me tell you, the internet is shook. Fans have had their suspicions about Kanye for a while, especially after he went on that wild rant showing support for Diddy. Back then, people brushed it off as just Kanye being Kanye, but now, rumors are swirling that Bianca has receipts. Word is, there's a tape of her, Kanye and Diddy caught up in some seriously freaky business. Yes, that kind of business. People are calling Bianca a victim in all this, and it seems like she's finally ready to speak her truth. If she really steps forward, it could blow the lid off everything. Honestly, no one's surprised Bianca could come out and say Kanye had her in all kinds of freak-offs and secret rituals, and folks would still believe her. Kanye's always been a bit out there, but things really got darker after his divorce. And don't even get me started on the Grammys situation earlier this year when Bianca showed up basically naked, wrapped in plastic. While people assumed it was her choice, Kanye jumped on Twitter and went off, claiming full control over her. He tweeted stuff like, "I have dominion over my wife. This ain't no woke feminist crap, she's with a billionaire." He also said she wouldn't have worn that outfit without his approval and called anyone criticizing it dumb woke pawns. Behind the scenes, things were reportedly getting ugly. Bianca's dad, Leo, supposedly wanted a serious sit-down with Kanye to ask what he was thinking, comparing her red carpet look to how Kanye would react if it were his daughters. North or Chicago, dressed that way, her entire family and friends were horrified. One insider said they were mortified, not just by how she looked, but because they believe she's being controlled and isn't herself anymore. There are also reports that Kanye enforces strict rules on Bianca, like what to wear, what to eat, and even making her work out while he doesn't. He's allegedly manipulated her into thinking they're royalty, slowly taking over her identity and tying her down through business projects. Now, rumors are swirling that Bianca is about to take legal action, and Kanye's legal team better come prepared. Recently, Kanye showed up to court to support Diddy but left after just 10 minutes. At first, fans assumed he was disturbed by the court proceedings, but considering Kanye has always seemed aware of Diddy's dirty laundry and even ranted in support of him online, people are wondering what really happened. A court reporter claims that during the cross-examination of a Jane Doe, both Kanye and Bianca were referenced, though not by name. But based on the details, insiders say it's pretty obvious they were the celebrities being discussed. And if that's true, this whole situation is about to explode.
She had been broken up with Diddy at this time. Diddy was busy. He had Young Miami, Jessie, Gina in rotation. She was on a trip with a different rapper named Bear, and they were in Vegas, and she goes to dinner with this rapper for his wife's birthday, and then afterwards, they go to a hotel, and there's an ex she recognizes there named Anton, and she's like, "Oh my god, like, why are you here? Like, I recognize you," because she obviously did FREAKOFF. So this other celebrity had hired this this Anton with a woman. So they go to this hotel room, and there's 7 to 8 people, she said, just staring, watching. So there's this banging this woman, and there's 7 to 8 people watching. And at one point, she even took her top off, she said, because she was in the moment. And the famous rapper went up to her and said, "I think you're very beautiful. I always wanted to F you." Now, not many rappers have wives with birthdays in January, so you guys can do the math and you guys can figure out who it is.
This all points directly at Kanye, especially when you realize Bianca's birthday is in January, and last year, they were in Vegas celebrating it. So yeah, the math is mathing, and it's not looking good for Kanye. That also explains why he showed up in court when Jane Doe testified. He probably needed to hear for himself what was being said. But after just 10 minutes, he dipped because clearly, he heard more than enough. Between Jane Doe's claims that Kanye was present at Diddy's infamous freak-offs, his own public rants defending Diddy, his bizarre Me Too'd statements, and now the rumors of Bianca coming forward with her own story, Kanye is headed straight into a legal and reputational storm. And let's not even get started on the fact that he's already been accused of SA by 2 different women. One of them even named Diddy as being involved. That woman is singer Nikki Heaton, who rose to fame a few years ago and once thought she was getting the opportunity of a lifetime when Kanye wanted to work with her. Naturally, she was excited until things took a dark turn. When she showed up to the studio with her manager, She didn't expect Diddy to be there or 9 other women. According to Nicki, the vibe was off from the start. Then, she and her manager were offered drinks which, they later realized had been spiked. And with everything we now know about Diddy and the disturbing pattern of similar accusations involving spiked drinks, it's hard not to see the chilling pattern.
Manager was sitting across from me, and if you know about like my past and like us being together, like I noticed as I was standing there just like wondering what's going on, Diddy kept looking at me and Kanye kept looking at Lauren, and like they were exchanging glances, and I'm like, they're like watching me strangely. And I'm like, okay, let me pretend to drink, and like I'm not actually doing it. And like that seemed to like make them happy, like me like pretending to like join in. And immediately I'm like, there's something fucking in this drink. There's something in this drink. And I realized that I'm in the studio with Diddy and Kanye, and they're both off their shit. And there's 3 other men, an executive that works with Kanye, his engineer, and his cousin, and me. Alone. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay. And they're like out of their minds. And they start coming towards me, and they're like, don't you want to take your clothes off? Like, it's so hot in here. And I'm like, no, fine. I'm fine like this. And they're like, come on, like it's just us, like we're all just friends, like let us just like see like how you look. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And like I still haven't gotten scared yet, like I'm still like, this is a bad situation, I'm creeped out, but like there's no reason to panic, there's other men here. Hold on a second. Yeah, so they're coming towards me, and I'm like, okay, I don't know where my manager is, I don't know where anyone is, and they're coming towards me more, and they're trying to like take my clothes off, and I'm like at that point where I'm like, this is not good, but I'm like still trying to like play it off, just like, stop, you guys are stupid, like get out of here, like don't touch me. Like a little bit scared. Did this just freeze? Okay, now it's back. Okay, so let me just get to the point. So they start trying, like they're like pawing at me, like they're both drunk, probably on something else. And I start to get a little bit apprehensive because I'm pretty much like backed up against the wall. Like there's only one exit and I'm pressed up against this door. And I'm still not completely terrified yet, but I'm like, you guys stop, like stop. And they're getting to the point where they had like ripped my shirt off. And like I'm like almost fully exposed at this point. And they're both coming at me. And I'm like, you guys, like seriously, this isn't funny anymore. And I look to my left where his executive is. Like we know him pretty well.
And let's not forget Kanye's former assistant, Lauren Pashada, who also came forward with disturbing allegations of inappropriate behavior. According to Lauren, she had an OnlyFans account before working with Kanye, but he allegedly pressured her to shut it down. After she did, she claimed she began receiving a flood of explicit text messages from the including adult videos. It gets worse. Pashada alleges that during a phone call, Kanye said wildly inappropriate things, and on one occasion, while on his private plane, he trapped her in a room and pleasured himself in front of her. She claims he said things like, "See, my problem is I be wanting to F, but then after I F, I want a girl to tell me how hard they've been fed while I'm finging them. Then I want her to cheat on me." He allegedly continued, describing his disturbing fantasies using vulgar language. Another time, he texted her saying, "Is my D*** racist? This fing racist D of mine. I'm going to punish this racist D** for being fing racist. I'm gonna stare at pictures of white women with black A until it gets out of its racist SH. Eventually, Pashada amended her wrongful termination lawsuit to include allegations of sexual assault, making accusations eerily similar to those made by Nicki. She claimed that during a studio session hosted by Kanye and Diddy, her drink was spiked, and she was later sexually assaulted by Kanye. According to the lawsuit, Lauren and her client were invited to a session co-hosted by the Diddy. Upon arrival, drinks were poured and an announcement was made that everyone had to drink if they wanted to stay. After just a few sips of the drink which Kanye had instructed an assistant to serve, Pashada says she felt suddenly disoriented. She woke up the next day with no memory of what happened that night, only shame and confusion. Years later, while working with the again, she says he casually brought up the incident, saying they hooked up and began describing the encounter in detail. Up until that conversation, she believed she had simply blacked out and embarrassed herself. But in that moment, she says she realized she had been assaulted and that Kanye had known it all along. According to her legal filing, when she told Kanye she didn't remember anything, he allegedly laughed and said, "Women love to say they don't remember until they do." At this point, the web tying Kanye to Diddy and these disturbing allegations is undeniable. And if Bianca truly goes through with filing her lawsuit and leaks that alleged freak-off tape, it's game over for Kanye. But in the meantime, I want to know, how do y'all feel about Bianca possibly turning on him like this? Is she finally reclaiming her power, or is this just the beginning of an even darker story? Sound off in the comments, and when you're done, go check out this next video because things are only getting messier from here.